Right then, everybody, it is time for another 5 things that we learned, but it's a bit different because this time it's not 5 things that we learned, it's 5 things to look forward to with the Bundesliga. For the Bundesliga, with the Bundesliga. Look, it's 5 things to look forward to this weekend because football is back, baby. Right then, so this Saturday, tomorrow, actually, football is back. Bundesliga is back, and I pretty much guarantee everybody in the UK, if not most of Europe, is going to be tuning in, especially when you consider that last couple of weeks, people have even tuning in and watching the Korean K-League. 2:30 on Saturday, we have got an unbelievable game for us to be checking out, and I definitely think that, well, I know I'm tuning in, pretty sure you're tuning in, pretty sure everybody's going to be tuning in. Some proper quality football, at least on the face of things, is going to be back on our TVs. It starts off with a derby, the revered derby, which is Borussia Dortmund against Schalke. Ooh. Loads of other games as well, obviously. So, Dortmund and Schalke is going to be held at the Westfalen Stadium. It is going to be without that famous yellow wall. However, it will have Jadon Sancho, I assume. And pretty sure every United fan is going to be tuning in to do their own bit of a scouting report on him. We've also this week been linked with Rabin Matondo, although I don't think that there's anywhere near as much hype or as much interest in Rabin Matondo. However, the circumstances of him being in Germany, very similar to Jadon Sancho's, actually. Seeing as he was a Manchester City youth player, didn't get an opportunity, then moved over to Germany where he found some opportunities and now been linked with a move to Manchester United. You see how they're quite similar? In previous matches, Schalke have come up on top twice. Dortmund have won once, and the other 2 games have ended in a draw. Last season's derby at the Westfalen Stadium in the league was a 6-goal thriller in which Schalke won 4-2 away from home. So let's hope for a similar outcome this weekend. In terms of goals, at least, I've still not decided who I'm going to be supporting, if you like. So I'm open to suggestions. I am leaning towards Freiburg, but I don't really know. McCullough had a good suggestion yesterday, which I don't think was his suggestion, but it was for every league around the country, pick who is the same in the title race as you. So, 5th, United 5th, you pick 5th in the league, and that would be Leverkusen for us this weekend. Number 2, then, we have got a relegation scrap. That's the way I rolled my R there. Did that for you guys. So Paderborn currently sit bottom of the Bundesliga, 10 points adrift of safety. Ain't looking good for them. Only 9 games left to play. It's definitely going to be hard for them to get out of that mess. Really need to start upping the average points per game if they're going to have any hope of that whatsoever. They probably need a good 4 wins out of there, or maybe even 5 wins, which is going to be very, very difficult for them. A team that's also in the drop zone are Werder Bremen. Only 2 more points than Paderborn, but it might be tough for them to escape the drop zone as well, although they do have a game in hand on the teams around them, and a win in that would see them only 1 point away from Dusseldorf, who are in 16th place. Which is the relegation playoff spot in Germany. Werder Bremen. Now, I'm older than a lot of you lot, but I know that there's some older people who watch my channel as well. I used to do one of the most nerdy things when I was a kid. Me and my friend Paul, we used to do something which was called M&E Sports, and it was play-by-mail Football Manager. You're going, what the fuck now, Stephen? Oh, this is true, and there's a reason for this. So basically, you would get like an envelope, and in that envelope you would have your squad list, you would have your match report, you would have all of this sort of stuff, and you had to write your team in, and you had to send it off, and you would pay like £2 a week. You'd get your letter in the post. It would simulate Football Manager for you with the teams that you picked, and then it would send you your envelope back, and it was like 5 or 6 of us at our school that was doing it. This is like solid midnight, is this? And you could apply to be the manager of different teams. That's how you could move around and get better teams and stuff like that. Well, the first team I was allocated, see, there is a reason for this, was Werder Bremen. And that was who I had for a long time. And I'm going to be honest with you, there was well shit. But I did manage to apply and end up being Bayern Munich manager. And Bayern Munich at the time had original Ronaldo, and Michael Owen, and Gabi Batistuta all in the same team. This is like 98 kind of time. So that is the best attacking world football at the time. And I smashed it with them. But anyway, Google that if you want. M+E Sports play-by-mail football. It was nerdy. It was sad, but I did it. And I'm not ashamed either. Anyway, Mainz and Augsburg also can't afford to drop too many points if they want to guarantee their safety. They're only 4 or 5 points clear of relegation. So not a certainty as who's going to be joining Paderborn, because let's face it, they do seem like they're going to be going down after losing 17 of their 25 games so far. Number 3, as well as a relegation scrap, we do actually have a title race, something that, unfortunately, we've not had in England this year. The Bundesliga is experiencing one of their most exciting title races for a long time. You've got Bayern Munich. No surprises there that they're in the mixer for this one, but you've also got Borussia Dortmund, 4 points behind them. Again, not really a lot of surprises when it comes to that, but you do not have just a 2-horse race. No. You've also got RB Leipzig, who sit in 3rd place, and they're only a point behind Dortmund, which means there's 3 clubs that are currently fighting out for the Bundesliga title. I think if it had carried on the way it was going, I think Bayern Munich probably just kick into that 5th gear and win another title to add to the thousands that they've got. But we have no idea how the players are going to come out of lockdown. And that's one of the most interesting things that I'm going to be paying attention to is how many muscle injuries we get, how many teams are able to field what we would all consider their first choice team. Is there anyone that's refused to play? Is there anyone that's having issues with playing? How does it affect the players mentally? Does having the empty stadiums level a playing field? Do we see more away wins? Like, all of these sorts of things are going to be absolutely fascinating. In a couple of weeks, we do have the biggest game of the Bundesliga season, which, of course, is Der Klassiker, which is Dortmund versus Bayern. Obviously, it's a must-win for either side, and either side that comes out of that with the 3 points is looking in a pretty good spot for eventually taking that title. Neither can afford a slip-up, and obviously Leipzig are going to be hoping for a draw to see if they can sneak in and get on the mixer for it. Players to watch out for in this team, in either team actually. Jadon Sancho is obviously going to be the one that everyone's looking out for in that Dortmund team. 14 goals, 15 assists in 23 appearances. Frankly ridiculous. Lewandowski, obviously, in Dortmund, 25 goals and 3 assists in 23 appearances. And Timo Werner, probably in the Leipzig team, although I'm sure some people are going to be checking out Upamecano as well, even on the very slimmest of chances that there might be some sort of link with United in there with him. Timo Werner's got 21 goals and 7 assists in 25 appearances. Every neutral loves a title race, and it's definitely something to look forward to until football returns back in merry old England. Like I said, let me know who you're supporting. A lot of people have tried to match it to what's the English version of our team. Well, if you're a United fan, that's Bayern Munich. A lot of fans thinking because of Jadon Sancho, they are the neutral / hipster team of choice with Dortmund. Leipzig are seen as a plastic club, but I'm going to be honest with you, I actually like the way Leipzig operate. Yes, a drinks company owns them, and it's a drink that I drink far too much of, but at the end of the day, Leverkusen are owned by a pharmaceutical company. Wolfsburg are owned by a Volkswagen. Like, there's so many different teams involved. It just seems like everyone gets their knickers in a twist because it's new, and I think we see that quite a lot. Anyway, that's that one. Number 4, then, Manchester United wish list. We've already been linked with a good half a dozen players in the Bundesliga. Jadon Sancho, Upamecano, Konate, Haaland, Werner. Expect that to at least triple. Someone's going to have a good game. Someone's going to score a goal. They're going to get linked to Manchester United Monday morning. I absolutely guarantee it. We'll be doing a transfer talk on Tuesday. I fucking know it's going to be a new name that isn't on that list that we're getting linked to. I guarantee it is. I fucking absolutely guarantee it is. Just because that's how it works. The good thing is that we are going to get to be able to watch a whole host of targets that United have been linked to, and probably because there's so many games going to be appearing on TV, some that we hadn't even thought of as well. Obviously, the main one is going to be Jadon Sancho. There's no doubt the majority of us are going to be watching what's going on with Dortmund, with Sancho, obviously with Haaland being in the mixer as well. Hopefully he continues to break records and continue to smash it in Germany before triumphantly returning to Manchester on the red 7/8 this time. Of course, there's loads more, and no doubt we will be linked with... should we do a little game? You give me a player that hasn't been linked with United, that does play in Germany, that we're going to get linked with on Monday. And let's see who's right, shall we? Get it in the comments below. So then, how do you watch these this weekend? Well, if you're in England, if you're in the UK, BT Sport are putting on every single game. Now, BT Sport do send us some stuff, and they are sending me some stuff this weekend, but I haven't got it yet, so I don't know what it is. And this isn't an advert for BT Sport. This is just like a public service announcement. They haven't paid for this. They haven't asked me to do this. This is just me saying, you can watch all of the games, literally every single game on BT Sport for the remainder of the season. Every game. That's bonkers. So 1 minute you can be watching Jadon Sancho, next minute you can turn it over, you can put a different game on. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, it must be difficult. They're a new channel as well. They're not like Sky, where that's been around for nearly 30 years now. They're a brand new channel, so they've probably not got the archive footage. Sky's probably been a little bit easier, although they've got way more channels. They've got so much archive footage that they've probably had a good time. I bet it's been interesting. Like one of our lads who used to work at the studio, he now works at Sky. But I bet it's been interesting looking through some of the Sky archives, coming up with ideas of what you can do for content. BT have just obviously gone bananas and said, like, we're having it every single Bundesliga game. We're going for it. It is going to be weird. No fans in the stadium. I don't really remember the LASK game because I was shit-faced. I've got a load of Heineken in the fridge. I'm going to be tuning in probably all tomorrow prior to the rundown. So the rundown might be a little bit of a slippery one, but that's not new, is it? The whole world is watching. The whole footballing world is tuning in. I can't wait for this all to begin. We'll be doing a 5 things that we learned on Monday. You better believe it. So all eyes on Bundesliga. Let me know in the comments who you're most excited to see, who we're going to get linked with, who should we support, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.